once more to get tuned into Satisfied Saturday. I'm sending you a warm virtual hug, and soon, hopefully, it will be person to person, one-on-one. But until then, that virus is out there. And so we still have to err on the side of caution. Kindly and quickly text someone, chime in with your likes and your comments, and let us know if you have any questions relating to my topic. And incidentally, the topic today is going to be something to think about. I realize that there are a vast amount of social networks that you can be tuned into, but you chose to tune into Satisfied Saturday, and I am excited. My excitement is on steroids, and it is epic. Yes, and we are excited. I always remind you and inform the new comers that Satisfied Saturday is not a preaching format, but rather designed to address relative and most current events that impact our lives. I've always loved Saturdays, and that's how I came about with the theme Satisfied Saturday. It was always a wonderful time of relaxation from school. It was like a holiday. And so I enjoyed Saturday, and it's a carry-on over to where I am today in this stage of life. The word satisfied means well pleased. It means that you are gratified. It means that you have found delight and joy at the close of the week, and you wake up and you have latched on to the positives and let go of the negatives in spite of things that could have transpired during the week. And I always say from Monday through Friday or Sunday through Friday, it's a wonderful thing when you can arrive at Saturday and nothing has caught you necessarily by surprise, and even if it has, you have managed to survive. And you have, in spite of the challenges, in spite of the chaos and the confusion, you have managed to dismiss all of the negative things. And as I said, you latched on to the positives. And this is Satisfied Saturday with your host, Lady J. Thank you so much for your attention. The past 6 weeks or so, I have been intensely engrossed in a court trial involving the famous actor Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, actress Amber Heard. I found it interesting and quite serious and important because it deals with domestic abuse. In 2018, Amber Heard wrote an article, a very interesting article, in the Washington Post, referring to herself as a victim that had suffered from traumatic abuse from her husband. In the article, Amber said that she had suffered and endured excessive emotional, verbal, and physical abuse. She did not mention the predator's name, which was her husband, allegedly, but he saw the article and knew that she was referencing him, and thus the trial began. She actually feared it was so traumatic and serious that she feared for her life, and she ordered a restraining order against him. Consequently, he sued her for defamation of character. I want to tap into a few details but before I do, I must say that I am against domestic abuse. I believe that everyone who experiences domestic abuse deserves to be listened to, and they deserve to be heard. Thank you, Bishop. Regardless of who they are, regardless of them being famous, distinguished, they can be prominent, rich, poor, well-known. They can be a vagabond, poor and irresponsible. I believe they still need to be heard. Their position is insignificant and irrelevant to me. In this case with Johnny Depp, he was thought to be the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Very handsome. I would call him, probably, and someone would call him eye candy. Very popular. Extremely talented. And rich. And I would like to add that Amber was extremely talented and popular and very, very attractive. The alleged abuse incidences occurred while Johnny Depp was under the influence, allegedly, under the influence of alcohol and drugs, which could be a contributing factor. The definition of domestic violence or domestic abuse is when one adult is violent or aggressive towards another. It could be a spouse or someone they are going out with or living with or have been out with. The abuse doesn't have to be physically hurting someone. It could be verbally bullying them. Where they go, where they spend their money, deciding who they speak to, which friends they have, what clothes they should or should not wear. That is abuse. I was quite intrigued with this trial, not as much as the one with O.J. Simpson, but I was glued to the television because, as I said, I am adamantly against abuse. This very turbulent defamation trial lasted about 6 weeks. As a matter of fact, it was just over a few days ago. Both Johnny and Amber aired their dirty laundry to the entire world. He even accused her of abuse and accused her of concocting or fabricating her accusations with malice and jealousy because he decided to end the marriage. As I watched the trial, I could tell that the jury was leaning towards Johnny Depp and that he was believed. In spite of pictures that were shown as evidence with bruises on her face, Amber Heard was not credible as a witness to the jury, some legal experts say. They did not believe her. I struggle with that assumption. Hear me, please. I am a woman's advocate. I believe that we have often been demonized. We have been portrayed as evil, as psychotic, particularly because of the certain times of month. When a relationship has ended against her will or our will, they're saying that this is why that we come and concoct these allegations. I was not there, so I cannot say definitively or unquestionably without a doubt what actually happened. But I do have a right to my opinion, and that is I agree with Amber. I agree with her lawyer, which incidentally was a woman and quite efficient. She stated on the Today Show that enormous amount of evidence were suppressed, and consequently Amber Heard lost her case and was ordered to pay $10 million for defamation of character. I carefully observed Johnny Depp sneakering and making light of Amber's very credible witnesses. It was very noticeable. The camera was on him and he sneakered and made fun. I believe that the jury were influenced by that. And there were 5 men and 2 women. So we were outnumbered to start with. Yeah. Plus, the jury was not sequestered. They were allowed actually to go home. So they were influenced by Facebook. They were influenced by neighbors. They were influenced by other means of communication. And so I think that was a contributing factor as well. Bear with me on a light note. Men do have the propensity to stick together. Yeah. Bishop got quiet. Yeah. I am saddened and disappointed for 2 reasons. Number 1, I believe her and I wanted her to win her case. Number 2, I am saddened and disappointed because of what this verdict means for other women who have been and are being abused. I'm concerned about the impact on them. I'm sure that there is a hesitancy to come forward to begin with. I am concerned that the victims will distrust the justice system. It sets a precedence for them to keep silent. Why? Because they will be disrespected, disbelieved, distrusted, disparaged, or contemptuously belittled and made fun of. This forces them to keep silent and to keep quiet, and it empowers the abuser. There are verbal and physical abusers not only in the industry, movies, the workplace, but there are verbal, not necessarily physical abusers, but then physical abusers in the church. Years ago, there was a religious man. As a matter of fact, he taught Sunday school in our church that allegedly abused his wife, and she never came forward. Her children are grown now, and she is an older woman with a hush that she will carry to her grave. And I want you to know that abusers abuse, and they empower. If it's a man and they have a son, he can be an abuser from watching and observing his father. And I know what I'm talking about. It's very serious, and it happens. Of course, Amber Heard's lawyer is going to appeal the case. The crowd outside of the courtroom were cheering for Johnny Depp. It was mostly women, and they were saying, "Yes, Johnny, we're so glad that you've been acquitted. Yes, yes." And they were just making this noise outside. And he was so sure that he would win his case that he did not even appear in court, but rather he hopped a jet and flew to UK for a concert to enjoy himself and to hear the verdict of not guilty. As I said, I am an advocate of the Me Too movement, which is a phrase empowering abuse, letting them know that they are not alone. The Me Too movement empowers women and let them know that they're not alone and that they are credible and believable. I saw tears coming down Amber Heard's gorgeous and attractive face. They say that a woman's tears are very expensive. They are 1% water and 99% sincere emotions. I'm so happy that the trial is over to an extent, but I'm also elated that her lawyer is going to make an appeal and that we will hear this trial again. I'm speaking to any woman that has been abused. In spite of the fear of not being heard or intimidated, you've got to speak up. Because if you don't speak up, you will look like the abuser. It will be the same as the abuser. You have to speak up. You have to say something. I heard someone say that the closed mouth never gets heard, never gets fed. In this case, never gets fed. I promote women. I am a woman's advocate. I am a very powerful woman myself. Not rich by a long shot. Well, let me back up on that. Amen. Right. Yes, right. I am rich.
Yes, you are.
I am a, thank you. Yes. Yes. My video person with her wonderful, competent self and my pastor is saying that we are rich and that I am rich. However, there's things that I cannot say right now. This is not the time. But I have been abused, not physically by my husband, by no means, but in the church. And there are things that I want to say that I will not say right now. It's not the time. But I know about abuse. And I also know that there is a time when you can speak out about it. Yes. Now, and you can see that I'm very passionate. Yes, I am very passionate about women, and I stand for the movement, like the Me Too movement. Yes, because women need to speak up and speak out and be heard because you are credible and believable. Now, I want you to go out and have a fantastic, wonderful, satisfied Saturday. The weather is just right. I've already exercised this morning. The bishop and I, we have already exercised this morning, and I got my mojo working on this morning. Yes, exercising and increasing the cardiovascular system. Yes, making the heart beat and pump correctly and the blood to flow through. Yes, and that with energy, amen, and vitality. And so, and I feel wonderfully energized on this morning. So I want you to go out and enjoy this wonderful Saturday. It's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's just right. Yes, and if you see something, by all means, say something. Yes, go out and make a significant difference in your community and thus in your life. My name is Lady J, and All Roads is leading to Satisfied Saturday. Every Saturday between 10:30 and 10:45. It depends. We're getting our equipment together, and we're professionalizing everything. But Satisfied Saturday is the best kept secret. And so All Roads is leading right here to the Greater Bethesda, where we air the show. And at 10:30 on your, live streaming. I was going to say on your dial, and it is on your dial. Live streaming live. Yes, and so all roads are leading, like I said, to Satisfied Saturday. I want you to go out and make it a fantastic day. My name is Lady J, and I approve this message. Top of the morning to you and yours.